Hello, everybody. This is Gerald Salenti, and it's Thursday, February 13th. Good thing it's not Friday the 13th, but hey, you never know. So, on to the markets. What happened today? Well, a very happy day on the markets. Let's see. Stocks are up. The Dow up 342 points. The S&P up over 1%. NASDAQ up 1.5%. You know why? The Dow hit sessions high after President Donald Trump signed a presidential memorandum to examine reciprocal tariffs on foreign nations, but fell short of implementing any levies after teasing major trade policy changes this week. All right. So he keeps backtracking. We don't know where he's going to go. And NVIDIA jumped up 3.3% after Hewlett Packard Enterprises said it shipped its final solution using NVIDIA Blackwell chip. Yeah, big fucking deal. Again, we see a dot-com bust and we see a lot of these AI stocks way overvalued. And we're going to get to that very soon. And remember, the trend is your friend. And we're giving you what nobody else is. It does not exist anyplace. Don't teach it at Harvard, Princeton, Yale, Oxford, Cambridge. Nobody teaches trend forecasting. They don't know how to do it. Again, trend tracking, far better than Megatrends, Time Magazine. Trends 2000. And then when you read the Trends Journal, you got the guy in technocracy in the United States that knows all about it, where it's going, what's going to happen. It's in your Trends Journal every week, Joe Duran. And you go to Amazon and you get some of his books like The Synthetic Devolution and others. So we're giving you everything we can for the grand total of $2.56 a week. Magazine averages about 200 pages. You read what you want. High-tech science, technocracy, AI, cryptos, on and on and on, geopolitics, economics, health, fitness, nutrition, across the spectrum. So, going back to the stocks, and Trump orders up a plan for more tariffs. Howard Lutnick, Trump's Commerce Secretary nominee, said he anticipates the investigation will be complete. It's then up to Trump to decide on April 2nd when to enact any new restricting tariffs. Again, the game keeps changing. Remember, he's going to put 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada. The day he got elected. Then we're going to wait 2 weeks. The 2 weeks came out, we put them on, but 2 days later he changed it. It's a guessing game. Yep. So, but I think I agree with him. Reciprocal tariffs are fine with me. Trump says, they charge us a tax or tariff and we charge them the exact same. I totally agree. So going on, the producer price index numbers came up and let's see. They adjusted up increased by a seasonally adjusted 0.4% on the month. And let's see. Over the past year, the producer price index increased 3.5%. Oh, wait a minute. The inflation rate's supposed to be 2%. And by the way, they made up that fucking 2% number. That little shithead, the guy that said there was no panic of '08, that said, Salenti, you're full of shit with the dot-com bust and calling the panic of '08. Oh, Ben Bernanke. Oh, what college is he teaching at now? Yeah, that little fuckface said, you're full of shit. There's not going to be a downturn. He's the little bastard that invented the 2%. Oh, and then the ECB, 2%. We'll make any fucking thing up we want. And again, it's the cover of your Trends Journal this week. The politicians and the bureaucrats are nothing more than zookeepers, and they treat us like animals in a cage because they keep shoving down the same shit down our throats, and you better swallow it or you won't eat. Yep. Fucking Ben Bernanke, a little fucking lying prick. The facts are there, wrote about it in the Trends Journal as it was happening. Denied the panic of '08. Denied. Oh, and invented quantitative easing. Oh, and $29 trillion to bail out the banks, the bandits. Oh, that's not my number. It's a Levy Institute at Bard College. But going on. So now we got the PPI index coming up. And again, you look at the markets and you look what's going on. Gold today was up nearly $24 an ounce. It closed at $2,927 an ounce. It's almost up $900 an ounce from when we called it a golden year for gold last year. This is going up because of all the political, geopolitical, and economic uncertainty like we've never seen in the history of the world, part one and part two. This is amazing that gold prices are spiking like that. And, you know, Bitcoin's still trading in that $95,000, $97,000 range. We still remain very bullish on it, particularly since the Trump Club got a lot of the crypto club in it. So this thing's going to keep going up as we see it. And Brent crude, $75 a barrel. Again, global economy is slowing down. And this is besides Trump putting extreme sanctions on Russia and Iran, or particularly Iran, on oil. So there's less supply going out. So anyway, that's what we got so far. Credit card debt. No, it hit a record at $1.21 trillion. But don't worry about it. The billionaires and the millionaire, multimillionaire were a lot richer. So shut the fuck up. Pay your debt with a fucking 20% average credit card rate. 20%. And they talked about the mafia. The mafia. This is the mafia. It's disgusting. Oh, and Trump said he's going to bring it down to 10%. Let's see if he does it. Or it's not more Trump bullshit. Yeah. And let's see. The New York Fed researchers found a 7.18% of balance of transitioning delinquent. Yep. Over 7% delinquent. People are going bust, but the richer are getting richer. West warned to focus on open source AI and race against China. Former Google chief Eric Schmidt has warned the Western countries need to focus on building open source artificial intelligence models or risk losing out to China. That is a bunch of shit. Again, remember the H-1B visas that Trump wants? Little Billy Clinton began bringing cheap, high-tech labor from Canada, from China and India. Yeah. They know what to do over there, and they're excelling ahead. It's a matter of the brain. And this is a whole tech age, and it's a different game. All crap. Yep. But it's very important because China chip maker threatens Korean sector dominance. China's top producer of memory chips is rapidly gaining market share at the expense of South Korean competitors, joining OpenAI rival DeepSeek in strengthening Beijing's drive to reduce dependence on foreign tech in advanced fields such as artificial intelligence, the Financial Times. China techs enter bull run after DeepSeek breakthrough. Again, the Financial Times not being reported in most of the U.S. media. The Hang Seng Index, which tracks the 30 largest groups listed in Hong Kong, is up 25% from its 2025 low on January 13th. Right? couple of weeks later, look where it is. And it's out past the NASDAQ 100's 4.4% increase and a 0.5 decline for the Magnificent Seven tech stocks over the past month. This is serious. Love it, hate it, go for it, don't go for it. China, India, and particularly China, they're going to be advancing in AI. Going back to the tariffs. Michelin chief considers hastening American investments to circumvent tariffs on Europe. He's told the Financial Times the company could reorganize its priorities to bolster capacity in U.S. factories should President Trump impose import duties on its trading partners. When we look at our global investment plan, we may have to advance the date for projects in the U.S. and slow down projects everywhere. Again, call it like I say it. I totally agree with Trump on these things. Totally what I just told you. When it comes to Gaza, what he wants to do with Iran, totally opposed. But going back to what I agree with, Trump trade is, to me, if he keeps doing what he's saying he's going to do, I think it's going to be positive. And another Blackstone selling a $3.1 billion deal to Novartis. And one deal after another coming. Again, whole section in your Trends Journal, big's getting bigger week after week. And going on to what I totally disagree with Trump, we're going to take it. Trump plans to annex Gaza. Yep. We're gonna have Gaza. We don't have to buy. There's nothing to buy. We will have Gaza. We're going to take it. Asked how he intends to displace the Palestinian people in Gaza from their land, Trump responded, "It's a small number of people relative to things that have taken place over the decades and centuries." Can you imagine him saying this shit? You got 2 million people there. Oh, it's a small thing. This is disgusting. And they go on to write here, the Trump plan to displace the people of Gaza is a flagrant violation of the prohibition under the Fourth Geneva Convention of the forcible transfer of civilians during armed conflicts. And as a plan to steal their land violates the 1970 United Nations Treaty ratified by the United States, which stipulates that, quote, the territory of a state shall not be the object of acquisition by another state resulting from the threat or use of force. This is disgusting. Totally disgusting. And a very good article in the Toilet Paper Record. What international law says about Trump's Gaza proposal. And they go on to note, talking about stealing land in a violation, as we've been writing week after week, month after month, year after year. Israel has refused to allow the return of the approximately 700,000 Palestinians who fled or forced out. They weren't fled, they forced out during the 1984 war that followed the creation of the Jewish state. Yeah. The creation of the Jewish state brought to you by the Rothschild gang. Oh, we wrote about it. Yeah, the Balfour Declaration 1917. Made up this shit. Yep. Totally in violation of international law. On Sunday, Mr. Trump reiterated his proposal for the United States to take over Gaza, telling reporters that, quote, it was a big real estate site, and the United States was going to own it. This is disgusting. This is terrible. Where is the outrage? South Africa pledges to pursue Israel over Gaza. South Africa's foreign minister vowed to push ahead with the genocide case against Israel at the International Court of Justice, despite an executive order signed by Donald Trump punishing the country for, quote, its aggressive position towards a U.S. ally. Fucking Israel, my ally? Oh, no, I didn't get any money from him. Maybe if you give me money, then I'll become an ally like all the other little scumbags. All right? And not talking about real Jewish men and women. This is a full-page ad in today's New York Times. Trump has called for the removal of all Palestinians of Gaza. Jewish people say no to ethnic cleansing. Yep, and people like Naomi Wolf as well, all rabbis and others. Look, there it is. But they only sell one side of the story. You go to the Cartoon News Network, this is the front page article. They didn't treat them nice. Moms of freed young Israeli hostages detail what their daughters endured as Hamas captives. How about saying the horror of the Israelis torturing Palestinian prisoners? There's like 12,000 of them. Raping, throwing them on dirty floors to sleep. You see the pictures of these people coming out. They don't look, compared to the people coming out of the prisons from Israel, they look good. I'm not saying they haven't been tortured. I don't know what's going on there. But hey, how about two sides of the story? No, we only give you one side. And that's why you subscribe to the Trends Journal. You get all sides. They're little fucking prostitutes, little pricks. And of course, I couldn't say the other word. Not a word about it. Israel sees opening for strikes on Iran nuclear sites, U.S. intelligence finds. Yep, it's according to the big article in the Wall Street Journal. If they attack Iran, it's World War III nuclear war, because Iran is going to defeat Israel, and Israel used the Samson option. 91 million against 7 million. You don't have to be good to figure this one out. And they're very advanced, the Iranians, militarily and scientifically. But you're not allowed to say that, because Munich University censors lecturer by UN Special Rapporteur for Human Rights who has accused Israel of genocide. And this is from the World Socialist website. Munich University canceled the Special Rapporteur for Human Rights and Palestinian Territories, Ms. Albanese. You're not allowed, you get thrown out of this country for it. And what else do we got? RFK Jr. was sworn in as the United States U.S. Department of Health and Human Services head secretary. I spoke to Kennedy twice when he was running for office. Went down to Pennsylvania, to Philadelphia, when he announced he was running on as an independent. Had Dennis Kucinich, his former campaign manager, up here as a speaker at one of our Occupy Peace rallies. I totally backed off Kennedy because his pro-Zionist stance. I totally support Kennedy on his stance in health. 100%. Totally with him. So to me, and what he's doing in this position, it's a great, great pick. One of the best in the cabinet for that position. So again, call it like it is. Like it, don't like it, that's fine. But to be on one side and only agree because that's what your priest or rabbi or whoever dictates that tells you what to do, you better grow the fuck up. You look at issues for what they are, and that's what the Trends Journal does. As we said, the Israel war going on. How many times have I read for you from Haaretz, the Israeli newspaper? Times of Israel. How many times have I read from IRNA, ISNA, Press TV, the Iranians? the Persians. How many times we read from Arab News, Al Jazeera, the Arabs, and the West? We give you all the information. We don't take one side. And then we call it like it is. But that's gone. That used to be called journalism. It's dead. So anyway, subscribe to the Trends Journal, trendsjournal.com, and you got to see the interview I did yesterday with Judge Napolitano. Go to Judging Freedom, and there's no cat like him, man. And he really nails it. So again, we're in for a wild ride into the future, and gold keeps shining. See you soon.